Every startup has a moment of insanity, turning madness into a method to achieve their dreams of being an entrepreneur. This morning here, afternoon in Nigeria, Adebola Odeyemi, what's your story?
Okay, so I said that I started as from NTN Nigeria as a finance consultant. That was my very first job as a professional. And literally, I was meant to help resolve finance related issues with the help of the technical guys. So after a week of training for a field where I am totally green, I was seconded to MTN Nigeria to start working immediately. So because of the KPIs and weekly appraisals that is before me, I was forced to learn SQL on the job. So, and learning it did not come out of a place of force or compulsion. I did that out of a place of passion, out of a place of trying to deliver results to my organization, to MTN Nigeria on behalf of my organization. So after like 6, 7 months on that job, a lot of stories around it, which I don't want to bore you with now. I realized I was seconded to MTN Zambia, and that was September. I was pregnant with my second child. Then heavily pregnant. I think I went in September. I gave birth in January. What is for me was that when I was seconded, it was meant to be like a serious issue, because different people have been seconded without any tangible results, and they pay per diem in dollars. So on getting there, to the glory of God, because I don't even, right now, if you ask me, each time I remember that story, I can't really place it. Within a week, I was able to resolve the issue. And everybody was like, how were you able to do it? So many of your guys are, because I was a lady, a lot of the people that have been seconded before were guys. So they were wondering, how was I able to do this? And a lot of questions, you're not going. So I was seconded for a month. I spent 1 week on the job, and the remaining week I was just enjoying Zambia. So coming back to my journey right now to be on my own, after MTN Nigeria and 3 Consulting, I got employed with a transport company, more like a franchise to Lagos State Transportation Management Agency. I did that for like 2 years plus, and I did that for like 2, 3 years. Then I got a job in an automobile company, car sales, as an accountant, as a senior accountant. So I realized that there was serious issues in terms of knowledge gap for business owners and tax matters. Even though I was there for a company that sells cars, I go for trainings on tax, all of that. But one fateful day, I went for a training, an executive training, and I met with a woman. So after much talking, and because anywhere I find myself, I always try to add value. So it was more like an executive training for MD CEOs, but I was able to find my way there, motivating myself for the training with my boss. After the whole training, this woman reached out to me. Please, we're starting a company. We're starting an accounting firm, and she would want me to come and work with them. It's like I'm well grounded in tax and all of that she would want me to come. Fast forward, I started working with them. And the project was a big one that involves FIRS, Lagos FIRS, that's the Federal Inland Revenue Service, and Lagos State Inland Revenue Service. In fact, all the states' internal revenue service, we had reason to work with them. So it was on that job, having to manage 2 different teams, teams that I realized that there's a huge knowledge gap for business owners. Then it was on tax. It was on tax. So I started, aside from explaining to them the need why they need to pay tax, I was bridging their knowledge gap and telling them what they need to know and all of that. And before you know it, I would go to a vendor to talk about tax or to explain the need why they should pay VAT in specific now, value added tax. And they would tell me, you saved my business. If not for the explanation you gave me, they would have served me best of judgment. There's something called best of judgment, BOJ. I hope my story is really going to a point. And I hope you can still hear me.
We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So that was how everybody was like, this one. My boss, when I get back to the office, he will tell me my tax dynamite. I was hearing all of these accolades here and there. And that was how then I had the name Small Business Saver. Because if you Google my name, you will still see Small Biz Saver on some platforms. That was where the journey into startup began for me. So from there, I realized that, I actually need to help a lot of businesses with their tax. So fast forward to 2020 when the COVID started, that we needed to work from home. I had few clients that I was managing aside from my 9 to 5 then, helping them with one thing or the other. I realized that, I might not be able to combine this with my 9 to 5, and that I might need to just be on my own so that I can help all of these businesses and reach out to many more. So I tendered my resignation letter, and even my husband was like, "Are you sure you know what you are doing? Are you all right? Like COVID, you want to stop working?" It's something, he was just asking me a lot of questions. And I said, yes, I think this is the best time to do this. And I started. I think around August, there was a training. I got to hear about AI, artificial intelligence, through a friend. I think I am John, a friend, Shola Olushola. AI, and I'm like, AI, what is AI? And I'm a very inquisitive person. So before you know it, I went online. What is AI? I Googled it. There was a program organized by Kunle Shoriyan. He's a futuristic in IT and AI and all of that. I registered for the course. I attended. I think it was a 3 days training. Was there I met with Olushola in person, because it was just a short course I did with him online. So meeting with him, we talked. I told him my experience about finance and accounting and tax and all of that. He said, you can actually do something with AI and help all of these people that have issues with their tax, and that we can come together to develop a software that will help businesses manage their tax. That was where the journey for AI actually began for me. So getting into it, I took a course to become an AI consulting associate. But so after the course, I was meant to go into another one to probably become a developer. But my trainer was unavoidably absent, and I had paid so much money for the course then. So he just moved me. Bola, please, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. Please, you might not be able to continue this journey. Why don't you convert it to data science? So I said, he said I should not worry. I know you will cope. So I moved to data science. I learned data analytics, SQL. That was where the love from M.Ed, the love for IT and all sparked again. And I started. So data, I did SQL. We were using PostgreSQL then, Power BI, Excel. I took them holistically. In fact, that program took me up till 2023, early 2023. But between that time, I have helped a lot of business, with my understanding of accounting and finance and tax. Then I specialized on tax matters.
mm,
I wrote a book on tax, the A to Z best kept secret of tax.
mm,
It's a guide for business owners. I expose secrets of how businesses can be exposed to audits, what they need to do to avoid being audited, and okay, if they are served a letter for audit, what should they do to stay on track? That was what I shared in that book. So right now, I am preaching digital skills because I think my story is becoming too long. Right now, I'm preaching digital skills, cybersecurity, and data. And the reason behind all of this is because having the understanding of data analytics and accounting industry as a whole, then having interfere with different businesses in different industries. Then I worked with vendors in the fast moving consumer goods, the MLM, that's the multi-level marketing company, the travel, and the, what is it called? GNLD. We're meeting and having meetings with them. Then hospitality industry, the hotels and restaurants. It was a huge eye-opening for me, big eye-opening for me then. So it helped me to learn what would have taken some people like 10, 15 years to learn. I learned it under 3, 4 years while on that job. And so that was what gave me like an ample or wealth of experience on different aspects of business as it relates to accounting, tax. Then coming back to analytics, I realized that business owners were not doing enough for themselves in terms of record keeping. Majority of them, in fact, if you call a meeting for CEOs and you put them in a room, you will realize that 70 to 80% of them do not even have proper record. And where they have proper record, they don't even understand what their financial health is looking like, if they are making profit or not. They just know that they have balance in their account or they are doing well. Then I know it's on my head, all of that. So that was what made me to start. Okay, you don't have to own a big company before you do the needful. With understanding of digital skills, you can use applications. There are different apps, accounting softwares that you can use to keep your records. So for me, I started preaching digital literacy in that aspect to them, because even the use of Google or even Gmail is so critical for a business owner, but some of them do not even have that understanding. So that is where digital literacy is coming to play. But right now, in this world that we live in right now, cybersecurity has taken over with technology in one way or the other. Our devices, the TVs the programs we watch at home, the apps that we have on our phones, they are in one way or the other exposing us to some form of digital threats.
mm.
And if there is no proper understanding about how the business that you do is connected to the digital space, or how that business that you do can be exposed to cyber threats, then I think that individual or business owner is, I don't want to be a prophet of doom, is already heading somewhere. So that was why I now preach digital literacy and cybersecurity for business owners, though I still run my business account. So I think I'm trying to just pinpoint. I hope I have not fall out of place with the question that you asked me.
Truth be told, I think it was an handful. You gave us everything that we needed to know, and I actually jotted probably 2 pager while you're speaking. So for me, if I have more time, I will let you go on for 24 hours and keep talking with us. I personally enjoyed every step of your life that you took in, that you dived in and told us how you started, where you are as of today. Quick one. I was going through your profile, and something actually got my attention very big, and I said, uh, I've actually not done too much, but I feel that you are you should be somewhere out there to talk more to the public. And there are a lot of things people can actually get from you as a business mentor. Being a preacher of digital literacy, cybersecurity to business women. Let's talk about your book. Before we did talk, please, if you're in the house, I definitely need you to please note your questions. After mine, I'll be giving the platform out to the participant to ask few questions. Then you can have the floor. But this is my question. And your book. Your book talked about the waiting room. I looked at it, I searched for it online just to have an idea. With your mission to support 10,000 businesswomen and professionals by 2030, this is 2024, and what specific strategy or initiative are you implementing? Are you putting in place to achieve this? And what exactly it's is the content of the empowerment, if you don't mind to put us through. 10,000 business women, it's a lot. And I'm thinking that even if you have to give 1,000 naira or 5,000,
Sorry, I lost you for some seconds.
okay, then can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I was diving into your book, The Waiting Room. I've heard so many bullet points. I've had so many books on waiting rooms. I went online to search about the waiting room by your name, Adebola Odeyemi. Uh, there are a few, with that title, and of course, there are programs in the state that has waiting room as a title. So my question is, with your mission to support 10,000 businesswomen and professionals by 2030, this is 2024. And what specific strategy or initiative are you planning to implement to achieve this empowerment? And what exactly is the content of your empowerment to tell 10,000 businesswomen? 10,000 is a lot. So even if you have to give 5,000, 5,000, 5,000 to 10,000 businesswomen, it's a lot. So that actually got my attention that 10,000, maybe you should include me as a beneficiary also to take from that. Please tell us.
Okay. Okay. So this question that you asked me before I decided to embark on this journey of 10,000 business owners, which I think to a large extent I have over 200. Number one, I want to quickly talk about there was, as a woman, I don't want to be partial. I don't want to do gender, even though this month is dedicated for women, inclusive leadership, and all of that.
And
I
that's
don't
why,
want to be
sorry to
biased because
interrupt.
many a times when I want to run a program and I say for women alone, I get to see men begging me to come into that space. So I don't want to limit it to women alone. But initially, when I started, I was so passionate about women empowerment in terms of these digital skills and all of these things that you asked me. But talking about my book and what led to my book and how do I want to accomplish that goal of making business owners, professionals, and what I want waiting room.
Yeah, what exactly are you doing? What
Okay,
yeah, what exactly are you doing to these 10,000 business women? Are you
okay. So
giving
what I'm
more?
doing,
Exactly. I need to, what exactly are you doing? It's a lot. When you mention numbers like that here in the state, people struggle with 300 empowerment, 200 people empowerment, 50 people empowerment, but 10,000, it's a lot. What exactly do you want to do with that? What are you empowering them with?
so number one, I'm empowering them with digital skills. It's a big gap. We have a huge knowledge gap here in Nigeria and even in the parts where I live. Because even professionals like me, they are still struggling with some digital literacy, some aspects of digital literacy or some aspects of digital skills. So how might not be one-on-one directly, but I'll be empowering them with my trainings, and consultancy services. So from this year, I intend to do more of trainings and awareness for businesses as it relates to digital skills and cybersecurity. So when I did like a short course or a boot camp on cybersecurity, which I finished in early January, I have a project in mind which I intend to run or get started by June, by the grace of God. And the project is more like a campaign for SMEs, cybersecurity awareness for SMEs in Nigeria, in Africa, and even on the global stage. So if I'm able to conduct trainings, both free and paid, on different platforms, I'm sure I will be close to that 10,000 on, or in fact, I don't even see myself getting to 2030 before fulfilling this 10,000, because I see it as a number which I've actually divided. 10,000 divided by 5 is 5,000 per year, and this is 2024. So if I'm using this year to do all of my planning, research, and feasibility studies and all of that, and I want to get started by 2025, I am sure that I'm going to hit that 10,000 and even go beyond it. 2,000 for a year is small, because divide 2,000 by 10 months, that is 200 people. So I want to make sure that every month I am targeting 200 people to empower them to help that on the cyberspace, knowing how to use the internet or the online space securely and safely. Right now, I'm running a free program on data analytics, and I have well over 300 people on that platform. Yes, there will be some people that will just come to look, and there will be some serious people. So if I'm able to do these 200 people, and maybe at the end of the day, like 150, get away with valuable knowledge, is that not adding to my numbers already? And next month, I do another 200, maybe on digital skills and cyber security. That is on my own personal grant, But when I'm now able to get training and speaking engagements to speak to even larger audience, it's also another strategy to get to my 10,000. So if I continue to analyze it for you, in fact, I see myself doing more than 10,000 with the help of God. Because even the project alone, the cybersecurity project alone, is a big one that is bigger than me. And it's going to be in collaboration with different organizations and partnerships. So 10,000 is small with the help of God and my determination. The passion is there, and just pray for the grace to go through. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Now that you've actually been able, I can see thumbs up here from the house. People are giving you a big thumbs up.
I can't see that right now.
I can see that, and I must also confess that I think you have dedicated followers. As of now, we have 24 participants and trying to listen to you. Truth be told, 10,000 was a lot until you broke it down to me, and I can realize that it's absolutely achievable. 200 participants in a month, which is absolutely achievable. Let me ask you, when you got on the platform this morning, it took you like 2 attempts to finally get back, and we're able to chat, and if an expert like you definitely went through such a technical as then what do I say of business women, that have no idea of technical IQ. So it brings me to the question of post-training. What happens after the training with this empowered business women?
Okay, so 2 things. After the training, we have internship opportunities, which they are very open, they are very common right now. There are a lot of platforms that are offering internship. So for those that are genuinely interested on this journey, they will definitely get an internship opportunity to work with an organization, or they could even start something on their own as a freelancer by getting a remote job. And it's not even limited to getting a job. They could actually set up and they could actually set up a training outfit on their own too, to also empower other people. So I'll give a good example. What prompted my training with data analysis was the program I ran a program with DigiGirl Cyber Safe Foundation. It's a platform, it's a women tech initiative. So it was there I learned data analysis. After getting the knowledge, I was actually looking for networks delve into to apply for the DigiGirls opportunity for data analytics. So having run through the program and also among the best students, we were given opportunity to become Digi champion. Digi champion means that you have been empowered with this knowledge and information. Go out there, reach out to your community members, people around you that are also interested in this part, or that do not know anything about data or tech, and empower them with what you have acquired in terms of skills, the soft skill, the cyber security skill, the digital literacy skill, all of these in bits, at least for them to leave that stage of ignorant to average knowledge or intermediate and all of that. So that was what bet my free training on data analytics. So if somebody is like me that is passionate about empowering people on that platform, I'm sure they would also be thinking, I can actually do this to help people in my area, because I cannot reach out to everybody. No, as big as Lagos is, or even as small as it may be to some people, it is large. I can't remember the millions of people that are staying in Lagos State right now. So if I'm just able to reach small portion of people in my community, and through the people that I know on the online space, imagine those that have acquired that training from me. They also have the opportunity to spread it, and that is more like a synergy effect. You continue to roll and roll and roll like that, and before you know it, everybody is empowered and everybody is engaged in one way or the other. So it's not limited to me. It's not limited to the job that they can get. It's not limited to the empowerment that they can give people out there. The opportunities and the benefits. So I don't know. Have I answered your question?
Believe me, you always do justice to that question. And there are a few things I will never forget about this conversation. I like the journey of your 15 years, before you went to Lusaka. I've been there. Then when you started taking dollar as well, I was about to ask you that maybe you still have some of those dollars,
Oh,
but
finish. Oh, that's
you can
finished.
as well, you can as well just do a quick transfer to me. Before your interview, I used to think that BOJ is an abbreviation for a name, but today I realized that it's also known for best of judgment, which I really like that. So when I see small, big saver, I should be talking about Adebola Odeyemi. In all of this, in this country, people say nothing is free, and in Africa, people tend to do things for free. You know, in my location, if you need to empower people, you definitely cannot use your resources. You can reach out to government, non-profit, individual corporations that will, drive your idea and make it work, propelling it. But my question to you is this free? What's rolling this? Let me use a popular phrase by a popular Nigerian politician, that who's bankrolling this?
Well, talking about bankrolling, for me, I think influence. And influence is usually impact is usually valuable, even though it might not be monetary at the very first instance. So the first thing, the number one factor that is actually bankrolling this whole program for me is my passion to give back, to be someone of value. Yes. Now talking about the funding part and the monetary aspect of it. Right now, is everything is still self-sponsored. Yeah, everything is still self-sponsored. But I believe that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. Yes, we're making efforts to get funding and grants. God helping us to get one very soon. But before that, before the grant will come, you need testimonies. You need testimonials, you need stories that will prove to whoever is giving you that money, be it external, private, or public, that what I want to do with this money is actually doable, or is impacting lives, or is empowering people. So I believe that before an earning stage, there is a learning stage. So right now, it's looking like a learning stage for me because I just started on this journey of empowerment. And I believe that it's just a matter of time. The funds and grants will start rolling in. But
Okay,
presently, it's self-sponsored. And my passion is doing most of the bank rolling.
I like that. When everything seems not to work, then we must have lost our passion. So I think passion is the main thing for for any idea. So we must, put that in shape. We must put it to accelerate at all time. At this point, let me find out if are there questions from the house. Please, you have the floor. Do you have questions, please? Yeah, the floor is open for the participant. If you have questions, please kindly throw in those questions quickly. You can unmute and please talk to us.
So, all right, my name is Toyin Odukudu.
Thank you
Good
so
afternoon, everyone.
Thank you so much, Tony Odukudu. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good afternoon. You have the floor,
good
please.
afternoon. Yes, like the coach, the Adebola was talking about so many things: digital skills, cybersecurity, data analysis. All of those are about digital literacy. And she also talked about data science. So I just want, because a lot of grammar here that can be scary if you are not grounded in it. But I want to find out which one is really, really valuable for the business owner. Like you said, that your passion is to also, to encourage the small scale business owners, to empower them, and to give them an eye opener to all of these things that you have mentioned. But you know that where all of us are coming from, we are coming from different backgrounds. We already gotten our own skills. We just want to go to digital space, or to also be able to help other women in our society. Because what really, really fascinated me, it's all about your, visions to empower women, which I so much buy into that idea, and I want to appreciate you for that.
All
So,
right,
in
Tony.
our own little way, we also want to do such. But how is it all of these things going to play in our own skill? Because actually, when we acquire this knowledge, we want to imbibe this knowledge into our own skill that we are carrying, we are bringing in. So I just want you to, I don't know whether you understand what I'm saying, because all of this, they are just being spread into so many areas. By
I
the way,
think
I needed to enter this thing. I mean, I'm on standstill as you see me now, but it's very, very paramount when I saw all those topics and everything. Let me just enter and see what is going on here.
Thank you
And
so
the
much,
topic
Tony.
really got me fascinated. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much for sharing that thought with us, Tony. And I'm sure Odeyemi definitely understands that question as well. Don't worry about it. There's no much big grammar here. Odeyemi will definitely break it.
Okay,
Odeyemi,
I know.
you have the floor. Please, can you speak small grammar, please?
Okay. Okay, see, there's nothing big in it. Let me break it down from digital skills or digital literacy. Digital literacy or skills, just talking about the need, just like you decided to train yourself in the business that you're doing, or in the product that you're selling, or in that service that you're rendering. That's almost like the same need for you to know how to use the digital space or the online space in a way that it will help your business to grow. Digital literacy is just your ability to use technology to your own advantage, even if you are an individual, if you are not a business owner. So what do you do if you are a fashion person, if you are into garment manufacturing, tailoring, or you sell fabrics and all of that? You should be asking yourself, how can this digital space help my business to grow or to scale? And that's why you talk about the use of social media, using all the platforms, Instagram, Facebook, e-commerce platforms, websites, to market your product or your service. But while you are doing that, I'm trying to marry digital literacy and cyber security together now. So while you are trying to be on that online space, selling your market, I'm trying to tell you that you should be careful, you should be vigilant, you should be observant, you should not be careless. You should guide your digital asset. So what is your digital asset? It is the product that you are selling. It is your website where you market your product or your service. It is the Facebook account that you are using, the LinkedIn profile that you have that is helping people to reach out to you for the speaking engagement or for one shenanigans that you do. Everything that you do digitally is what in that space, in the use of digital tools. What are those tools that you can use? As small as Gmail is, a lot of us are underutilizing it. There are a lot of things that it can do for us, even as business owners. Some people do not even understand Google Sheets. Google Sheets is more like an Excel. It's something that you can use on the go that will help you to manage your finances, your business operation. You can use it to do 1, 2, 3 things. And it's not compulsory that you are in the same location with your customers or your staff. So you can be in America, you can be in Lagos and be operating at Port Harcourt with your other colleagues or whoever you're working with. It's just for you to say, okay, I just shared an information with you via this link, which is more like your Google Sheet, Google Form, and all of those things. And they are looking at it real time and responding back to you. They are not waiting for Excel desktop to do some information that you need to do. You get? So that is being literate in digitally, being literate in the use of technology to advance your life as a professional, or to advance your life as a business owner, or even as an individual. Like this, on Monday, my account got hacked. My WhatsApp business account got hacked, despite everything I did to protect it. In fact, we were dragging this thing for almost a week. From Tuesday to Monday, they were on my case. Who you be? What's wrong? What's so special in your account that we cannot track you? You know, So I now imagine that if I don't even have any understanding, what would have happened to me? I gained a lot of lessons in the whole hacking process and everything that happened.
Hmm.
Informed. Or what if people do not even know what I stand for? My integrity I would have been trying to manage my integrity now to a large extent. So what we are trying to say is that you should be intentional about your business or your service or your professional career in terms of moving with the trend, moving with technology. The world is evolving. Now we are in the digital age. So it's not for any business owner or an individual to say, when they are saying something about maybe cybersecurity, or they are saying hackers, or they are saying ransomware, or they are saying that, oh, this is the kind of mails that they send, or this is the kind of SMS or chat messages that they send, and you are saying, I have never seen this, or I don't even know about this, or this is the way they fashion their mails to deceive business owners or to deceive individuals into falling victim. That's what we are saying, that you should be informed. You should be intentional about educating yourself in that aspect. And it takes a lot. It takes knowing how to use the website, knowing how to use computer system. A lot of people do not even know how to use laptop. To just say, okay, I want to use it to enter data. Some people use it to watch movie. So some people use even the smartphone that we are carrying. We can do a lot with it. So that is the whole essence of being digital literate, and then declaring yourself as a digital literate person. You should also be comfortable to say that you are secured in terms of whatever you may be doing on that space. I hope
Thank you.
I've answered your question.
You did. You actually did justice to that. If I may add to this as well, she also asked that you said so many things about courses that they can venture into, but she was trying to also get a clarity on what specific course can she get into. You did mention about the digital skills, you mentioned about the cybersecurity, you mentioned about the AI, so she's asking that, coming from a different background as a professional in her own field, which of these courses can she venture into?
Well, if I know her background, I would have been able to give a more detailed answer. But for me, number one thing I would tell anybody to do is try to understand what digital tools is all about. You can just go online and say, how can I be digitally savvy as a fashionpreneur, as a food seller, lecturer? How can I be digitally savvy? Or how can I move with the evolving trends in the times that we have now, or in the digital age, as an accountant? So I got asked this question when I took a training for my professional network. I took them on AI-powered cybersecurity, the tools needed for businesses in the digital age. And so somebody asked me, you are a professional accountant. A lot of us are still having issues with how is AI is going to take our job. AI is going to do this. But you have left us on that space and you have moved ahead. How can we move? And I'm asking, and I'm telling them, it depends on what you have decided to do for yourself. Accounting is wide. It was when I ventured into this cybersecurity that I actually remember that I said I wanted to be a forensic investigator. At a point I forgot about it. But right now, everything is coming together. And that's more like when we talk about destiny or a career, it's not a destination, it is a journey. It is a journey that you have to keep going with every day. So if you need to ask yourself this line, maybe you're into fashion. I want to believe that she's into fashion or something. What AI tools or what digital tools can I use to improve my business? And you get a lot of answers on the online. Google is your friend. I always tell everybody. Adebola I'm not a magician. I'm not a machine, a robot that knows it all. I just keep improving on myself every day through the knowledge that I consume. I am a knowledge seeker.
Thank you so
So,
much.
and there is something that is new. I always want to understand it as it relates to me and how I can use it to improve the lives of people around me or my clients that I'm currently serving. So, I want to believe that I've been able to answer that question.
Thank you so much, Adebola Odeyemi. A man that stops learning, obviously, uh, is dead. A mind that keeps learning will definitely be
Yeah.
ahead in the future. A question popped up here. I guess that's for me. The lady said, "What's the title or what's the word startup insanity got to do with this discussion?" Okay, I'll quickly take that. Startup Insanity podcast is an idea where I've actually met over 200 to 300 uh, entrepreneurs. I'm being careful using the word successful entrepreneurs. As long as you are an entrepreneur, you have that push. Believe me, it's just a matter of time. It will definitely hit something. So I've met a lot of entrepreneurs, and most times these entrepreneurs share with me the insanity, the madness, from being a job seeker to employee and being an entrepreneur. So there is this secret that every entrepreneur needs to unleash, release out to the unintending entrepreneur. Believe me, some people say that the secret of success of an entrepreneur, you can't find it in the book, except you have a deep relationship with them. They can tell you this is how I finally became successful. So that's the bottom line for the name Startup Sanity. Abiola, please your question. Do we have more questions coming in? You're
Okay, I
welcome.
wanted to say something concerning that startup insanity.
Please go
When
ahead.
I saw it, I was like turning madness to reality or what?
Exactly.
You
Turning
know,
madness into a method.
into
But if,
method.
yeah,
You know,
if I have to, excuse me, if I have to say it in a language that please excuse me, I feel weary. I'm a
now so
yeah, feel
now
weary.
so honestly, because it's not easy, and I'm still on the journey of becoming personally and even business wise. So for me, startup insanity is real, and it's world's definition for
Hmm,
is the personal one at the initial stage. You are on your own.
hmm,
Not even your spouse may not even believe in that journey with you. For
hmm,
startup, if it is actually startup, you are on your own.
hmm,
You are doing a lot of research. You are trying to be diligent. You
hmm,
are doing a lot of hard works.
hmm,
You know, you were talking about my book. That book, I got the instruction to write the book in July ending, and I was to use it to launch my 40th birthday in December. So it took me between August, in fact, August was even towards ending of August,
hmm,
to write the book, and I delivered hard copy by November ending. It was ready. But may I tell you that that journey was not funny.
hmm,
Many a times, my husband will see me awake. I am the last to wake, sleep, and I'm the first to wake up.
hmm,
He will tell me, "Ọmọbìnrin, má para ẹ̀. Ta ló rán iṣẹ́? Who sent you work? Like, what is your problem? Má para ẹ̀ sí mi lọ́rùn o." But I'm not even seeing, and I'm not seeing fatigue. I am not seeing tiredness. I am seeing a goal. I'm seeing a vision. I'm seeing a passion that I need, a vision that I need to deliver.
hmm,
So the same thing with business. Many a times I was telling one of my team members, I said, yes, this will be my fourth August will make it 4 years that I left paid employment.
hmm,
Ask me, a lot of people have, say all sorts. Don't you want to get a job? This one is offering a job. I have received a lot of offers, which I turned down. And I'm saying it's not like I have so much money with me, but I believe that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. If I drop this job now, or if I drop this business now because it is not giving me what I want, or I'm not where I should be, I will still come back to it. That is one. Number two, the lives that are attached to this business, they will still be struggling because there are some destinies that are attached to it. They will be struggling aspects because you are meant to be an employer of labor, you are struggling to be an employee. So I can talk about this insanity in so many ways, but because even when you are trying to get this knowledge, you are getting courses. My husband will be like, you just finished one course, you are going to another course, you are doing this. I see months where, as I'm collecting my salary, I am pumping into paid courses and also that I don't even have anything to hold in my hand or in my account. But do I want to look back and say I regret? No. I thank God that I took those steps and I'm better for it today. So startup insanity, it is actually real. So you just have to use the madness, the feeling, the whatever you may feel in that journey to develop methods that will help those that are coming behind you to be a better person.
That's a very deep one. Thank you so much, Adebola, for sharing that out with us. Do you have any last word to say?
Well, I think the last word I would say is just to encourage Nigerians that are with me on this journey or on this call not to give up, regardless of the situation. Look inward and discover who you are. What do I have or that will take me to where I am going or that I want to go?
That's a
To
big
be resilient and hardworking. The need to be resilient in the face of opposition or challenges that maybe, just like the one that we are in right now. Look inward. Don't look at what you don't have. Rather ask yourself, what do I currently have that I can use to get what I want or take me to where I want to be? And by the time you do that, you just need to do some research about it, put in the work, talk about it, push yourself out there, and the rest will become history. So,
The rest will
on this
take
note, I want to say thank you, Mr. Bimbola, for having me. And okay, it just occurred to me now that I was not given the opportunity to talk about my book, or maybe subsequent episode will be looking at that in depth, because that book is another book that talk about my life and the journey of my resilience. That book talk about
how much is your book?
The book is 4,005 soft copy, but the hard copy is 5,000.
4,005.
Soft copy.
How many people do we have in this house? We have 23, 24. I am going to buy a copy for all the participants in this house.
I didn't get that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy it.
Thank you.
Thank you. People
Nice.
are talking now.
Yeah, put it down.
Yeah, we are
Thank you,
grateful.
Pa. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope somebody is taking.
What's going on? Everybody, you guys were quiet when I said freebie.
Thank you very much.
That's Nigeria for
Thank
you.
you.
Give away.
We need
We
to
are
show
listening. We are
appreciation.
just listening, paying attention.
Not really freebie. We're using our data too. So it's something.
All right, so a free
Thank
copy
you.
for everyone.
Thank
Please kindly send me
Thank
the bill. Send me the bill. We're gonna make payments to you immediately. And
Thank you.
Mercy will coordinate how the books will get to everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please,
It was
the
really my
materials
pleasure.
you can comment. And to add to your question, to reply your comments on your book, we definitely look for a time, probably in 2 weeks or 3 weeks from now, where we can have you again and specifically talk on your book. And of course, it might not be on Zoom. It definitely might be on Instagram Live or Twitter Live.
Okay.
We'll definitely be looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
$1 million would definitely not be enough to appreciate you for your time, because time is definitely bigger than money, and you gave us that time this afternoon. Thank you so much, Odeyemi.
My pleasure.
Yeah. So from me, turning madness into a method to realize it simply means weary. Right.
Oh shit.